Hi Leo, welcome into a brief next 48-hour tarot reading for you. I of course want to thank you so much for joining me, but as always keep in mind it's meant to pertain to the next 2 days or around there, beginning around when you were guided or drawn to this video, not just following when I post it. But I did get 2 messages before beginning your reading. Not surprised to feel so connected to the Leo energy, given I'm a Leo sun if you're new to the channel. But the first was people will know your name. And I just felt very empowered when I heard that. I was like, okay, I'm very good about myself. I feel like for the most part, you're looking very good, feeling very good, feeling quite empowered. And Spirit's reminding you that regardless of whether it's your name and or a business name, if not multiple, people will know your name. You're meant to be spread by the word of mouth, by your product and or your services, your content online, you name it. It could even be in regards to how much you succeed through your job, if not multiple, your career in general. But the other message was take it day by day. Take it day by day. I know this is just a 2-day reading or around there, but it's this kind of reminder in the next 2 days where it's like, don't stress it. Don't look at the bigger picture too much. Yeah, that can have its benefits, right? If I could even speak. It has its benefits, absolutely. And I feel like you're very good at that at this point. Keeping your eye on the prize, wanting to improve, consistently re-evaluating what you want, what you desire, and how that ties into how you're changing at this point along your path. But looking at the larger picture too much can also be just as detrimental or damaging as not zooming out at times. Does that make sense? Looking at the details too much. So try to find that balance. But we're going to begin and pull from the, which is this? The Animal Spirit deck, is that what it's called? I just got it in the deck. I've been wanting to get this for so long and I got a gift card, so I decided to purchase it. So I actually do want to forewarn you, I'm not fully aware as to what each card means by the book. I know a lot of readers or most readers would read it that way. So I'm going to just read it. And that's how I'm being guided to go about it until I learn more about each one. I'm sure the messages will come out as they're meant to. To begin for my lovely Leos, the next 48. The Horse card, as well as the Crocodile card. Okay, I'm hearing a hunger for more with the crocodile. I'm also hearing a fluctuation of your energy and how things are affecting you, but freedom coming into play. Thinking about future freedom, thinking about where you don't want to be now, but kind of grateful all the meanwhile, if not fully. There's a focus on your solar chakra is what I'm hearing, but I do feel as if there's a focus on your third eye being open is what I'm getting from this, and that somehow being connected to your connection to the moon, intertwined with your connection to the moon. But there's a focus on what you see and what you don't see, and your connection to your higher self is what I'm getting. I do feel as if there's a push to be realistic as to how soon you think something's going to come to be, because it feels like all the meanwhile, it's not that it's not going to come to be, but it's just that you don't have full vision or clarity on when that's meant to come to be or how it's going to look between now and then, or what that exact situation is looking like for you individually. And so Spirit's saying, don't sweat it, don't stress it, right? Remembering to trust your intuition about divine timing, about the fact that if it's meant for you, it will come to be. It just feels like something isn't meant to last, however that looks for you. Let's keep pulling. Not everything's black and white is what I'm hearing. The Bear card. I feel like there's, I'm hearing a cuddly way about you, but at the same time, it feels like people are aware that you have more at hand, more to offer than meets the eye. It feels like there isn't, I don't want to say there's a dangerous vibe about you, but there's a feisty side that could emerge if you decided to let that come out to play. And Spirit's saying we've done that in the past and it did not work to your advantage, did it? Even if you thought it did in the moment. I do feel as if all the meanwhile, there's a larger than life presence about you is what I'm getting from this. You feel as if you are owning the show when you're out and about strutting your stuff, even when you're driving on public transportation, when you're in your alone time even. They just showed me sitting in my bed kind of dancing, just with my arms and whatnot, swaying, if you will. And I feel as if this is kind of the vibe about you where you're feeling like a peacock, showing off your feathers, owning your confidence and changing through it all. Spirit saying, this is exactly what we like to see and what you're going to see even more so moving forward. And so how could you even begin to question or I'm hearing doubt or just forget that you're meant to be spread name-wise. You're meant to be famous for some. Okay, I'm getting a celebrity vibe, a public figure vibe. Meant to be somebody who's noticed and appreciated, regardless of how extreme that looks for you individually. Of course, not everybody's meant for fame and fortune or fame and celebrity vibes, but you know what I mean? It just feels like either way you do have a very wealthy future, and attention is part of it. Okay? To continue for Leo. To pull just two more. I feel as if this isn't your energy. I'm sensing that there's somebody around you, if not energetically connected to you. You could be wrapped up with them in general. I do feel as if their energy is being looked at as very untrustworthy, very unhealthy, potentially toxic. I do feel as if, again, I'm getting not everything's black and white, but that doesn't mean you should be putting your energy, your well-being at risk, right? So if it's somebody you're wrapped up with physically, you're wrapped up with in person, that may not feel fully within your control to not associate yourself with them or be fully away from them, right? Say you work with them or something of the sort, live with them, but just try to steer clear to the best of your ability. If it's somebody who you can step away from, say you're not close to them and you live with them, you need to step away from that situation for the time being. Better your energy, your well-being. There's a need to protect your energy in the next 48, okay? And the Fire Ant card, I'm getting from this, yeah, you're a busybody, you're working like an ant in the next 48, just getting things accomplished. But it feels like all the meanwhile, it's this vibe of you being very protected. I'm getting spirits working behind the scenes around you, coming to you, leaving, coming back, going to another situation and working to your advantage, working for you, planting a seed here, planting a seed there. It's like you have no idea how much more work is taking place behind the scenes to benefit you. It has up until this point, but it's almost allowing, or it is allowing for things to just proceed in the way they're meant to. I'm getting a vibe that you are very well spoken and just thinking about things at times, thinking before you speak more than you once were. Sorry about the noise, but you might be dealing with noise factors. There's a focus on when you glow and when you feel like your glow is being minimalized, okay? I had to close the window due to whatever's taking place outside, but I did get the message of a little bit dramatic. I mean, I'm not surprised. And everything happens for a reason, because I was drawn back to this aspect of the Bear card. Your connection naturally as a Leo to the sun is taking a highlight. I do feel like there's also a focus on your skin complexion, but let's pull a tea leaf card or two. I don't know why I'm feeling guided to do that. This deck feels right. Trust in what you feel. And they're saying as well, in regards to thinking about or planning for a new situation moving forward, you need to be trusting the feeling of a situation, especially if you're empathic. But trust your intuition all the meanwhile will not lead you in the wrong direction. But the Barrel card talking about you are feeling something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. And so Spirit is saying this is a time to heal and or reach for more or plan to take steps towards whatever this is for you. And remembering, again, things will come in when they're meant to. It just feels like you can't help but at times think, well, how do I get this? How do I get that to get to this point? Don't stress it, okay? Because all the meanwhile, not appreciating what's at hand because you're so focused on what you don't have is going to be detrimental, okay? So just keep things in a state of gratitude and optimism. The Clouds card talking about there is a state of temporary problems. They're both a bit negative, but I feel like this is coming up for a reason. Say the noise factors, say bad energy where you're living and or working could be in regards to a connection, if not multiple. Temporary, my friend, temporary. Regardless of whether there's an adjustment, a change on the horizon, that situation isn't meant to last for some. It could be in regards to you gaining a new situation, you name it. The clouds are meant to clear in the upcoming weeks. Also flopping out, I'm gonna hold these up. Look at that, can you read that? An arrogant, boastful person who you should not cross. And I almost read that as who will not change. So just keep that in mind, okay? Let's pull one or two more. Hopefully we get a positive one. A noise again, bear with me, I'm getting this finished. There's a young man coming to mind, or just taking a highlight in your external reality. But I do feel like that's coming out for one, if not multiple reasons. And the ring card, talking about a marriage will take place, either romantic or business, or this could be a focus on a new job. It could be a continuing commitment to a business and or a job or a person, but it's Spirit saying commitment takes a highlight in more than one way, okay? One or two more. But I do feel like all the meanwhile, yeah, look at that, birth of or conception of a child or enterprise. We don't need to speak upon that much more. You might be feeling disappointed in a friend or lover. What else do we have for Leo? I keep saying one or two more, but I want to pull more. Work, achievement, and success. Absolutely. Look at this. Come on. I mean, those do coincide quite nicely with how I was speaking upon the fire ant card. And then we also have happiness. Embrace the happiness in the next 48 because I feel like you truly deserve it. And it just feels like you have been through it, right? Been through the ringer, through a heavy period of time. It feels like this is more, especially if you're watching it close to when I'm recording, a lighter period, even though it's still Mercury retrograde, even though you might be exiting it if it's a little bit later. It just feels like there's happiness and there's a need to prepare to fly towards more and to keep the hope alive, okay? And to embrace your connection to the sun once again, all right? You might be feeling as if there's discord among friends and family, or just one of which, but all the meanwhile, there's romance in the air. Could be romance in regards to your love for what you do for work, how you make your money or just help people. Could be in regards to you and one, if not multiple other people, or Spirit saying if you are desiring a new relationship or more romance in general, or more sexual connection that lies ahead for you. Don't fret. You might need to see a change come to be before that happens, but temptation will test you. Don't give in, all right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your next 2 days, and I'll see you next time.